Welcome to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. This podcast was created for the boomer woman leaving corporate, and now you're looking to reinvent yourself, become an author, an entrepreneur, a podcaster. Well, each episode will leave you with clarity. You will come away with the yes, I can and yes, I will reinvent myself mindset. So come on, let's do this. I'm your host, Margo Lovett. Hello. Well, it is 2022. I'm Margo Lovett, creator and host of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. It is so good to open up this brand new year here with you. For those of you who don't know me, maybe somebody does not. I am the creator and the host of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation, something that I created in 2017 because in 2016, I quit my day job. It was a job that I had for 26 years, but podcasting had been a hobby. So in 2017, I decided, nope, let's not come back and create another music show. Indeed, let's build a mecca where those who are coming out of corporate, those boomer women such as myself, and as my friend says, a few enlightened men, where we can come and find the answers to how to reinvent ourselves, become a podcaster, an entrepreneur. We're just looking at those two entities. But when we say that we are reinventing ourselves, there's always more than the technical aspect of it. There's the me part of reinventing. So Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation is a mecca for those who are reinventing themselves to become a podcaster and entrepreneur. But we offer how-to instruction and information and much inspiration. And if you've already reinvented yourself, but you just want to hang out with some folks who are on that same reinvention journey, this is the place for you. Okay? So most weeks you're going to find that I have a guest on because, I am a reinvented one, but do I know everything? Heck no. I'm not putting that on my shoulders. I read a lot, I study, and I listen. So you're going to find that this is mainly an interview show, all right? Now, let's fast forward to 2021. I hired myself a coach. I always have a coach, but I hired someone who could look at my business structure because in 2017, I came in as a hobbyist. But, last year I thought I need to really nail this down and become the podcast professional that I say I am. So I had someone help me revise my business plan. We did SMART goals. We did, what are those? We did polls, and it's not, oh my goodness, I can't even think of it. It goes deeper than a poll. It's where we had a survey and actually had people fill out the survey, and wow, the feedback that I got was phenomenal and so very necessary. So, if you are a podcaster and, you're looking to shore up your business entity, identity, your business structure, hire somebody who can help you with the whole 9 yards and get you set up for the year because it is so worth it. I came away with two understandings. I came away with an understanding that I really have to get a newsletter out to you all monthly. How am I going to do that? Hire a virtual assistant. Do what I got to do to make sure that I can hire someone to help me get that newsletter out to you all each and every month because there are some juicy, wonderful things that are going to be added to this mecca. I really want Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation to be the go-to place when you have reinvented yourself and you are looking for answers, or you are looking for a coach, or you are looking for connections. I want this to be the place where you go, and you will never know if I don't consistently get that monthly newsletter out to you. Also, another thing that I understood from all of this work for the business structure is that I need to hear from you all. This was built, this this podcast was built with you all in mind. And last year before, actually, can I be honest? For the last 2 years, I feel as though I've lost contact with you all. All right. And I need to get that back. If I'm going to give you what you need, if I'm going to interview the people that you want to hear from, if I'm going to bring the insight, the how-to instruction to you that you want, that you need, then I have to hear from you. And that means I need to set up a way for you to just touch a button and leave a message on my website, or I need to build a dedicated place where we can meet. I'm not sure yet about which one is going to be feasible. I think I'll probably go ahead and test a few things out, because that's one thing I walked away with. Before you make any big decisions, be sure to test, okay? And tests in my mind are, let's do it for 3 months and let's look at the data. So I'll keep you posted on that. But I come away from 2021 with those two things. I definitely need to stay in contact with you so that you know what I'm doing and I know what you need, want, like, don't like. All right? It's not about feelings. It's not about anything except me giving you what you want and need. All right. I want to give you podcasts that you are going to want to share out. Can I tell you that? Because if it's good to you, then it's going to be good to a colleague. If it's information for you, then it's going to be information for your cousin, your mama, your daddy, anybody that you know who's going through this reinvention process. And I'm just niching it down once again to the two big entities, reinventing to become a podcaster and or entrepreneur. And in my mind, I put the two together because as a podcaster, you are an entrepreneur. We'll cover more of that, okay? Now, let me get into why I am really leaning into women becoming podcasters. And I could throw some stats at you, but I won't. But in 2021, it was determined that women are listening to podcasts at record numbers. We are growing. Yes, we are. We almost have it leveled even with men. So that tells me, been thinking about this ever since I read that stat. We are thinkers. We are lifelong learners. We have ideas. We have passions. And with the world, things that are going on in the world and the things that COVID has taught us, we have a voice. And I see many, many more women positioning themselves to be heard, so that their mission, their passion, their purpose, even their businesses can be yoked and brought together with their podcast so that they be one. Because when you reinvent to become a podcaster, you're not just a podcaster. That reinvention is all encompassing. It's every part of you, inside and out. So I want to facilitate more women becoming podcasters in 2022. How will I do that? By making sure that I make Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation as strong as I can, and by making sure that I retool the other part of me, and that is podcastacademyonline.com. That's the academy that I built where I actually teach people, men and women, how to podcast. And have a podcast that is sustainable, not something that is going to fall apart. And if you go with a network, it's not going to work. People are always going to be talking about things that you don't know anything about. No. When you go through the academy, there are no stupid questions, and you are going through, even if you go through as a group, you're listening and building your podcast. And it's 7 weeks. We're probably going to bump that up to 8 weeks. But I want to facilitate more women becoming podcasters, especially those of us who are boomers, early boomers onto the mid boomers, such as myself. We have book knowledge, as my mama would say. We have book knowledge, but we have life experiences that we can meld together as we as we speak with our clients, our customers, as we speak with the world, we bring more than just technological information. We bring ourselves. We bring experiences that make us leap from the pages of written print and digital communication. And because we come with information and the essence and passion and energy that oozes from our pores when we are speaking about what we know, what we love, where we are, then that's impactful. So I will never stop speaking about podcastacademyonline.com. Never, ever, ever. I'm creating a workbook because I found that when I have something tangible in my hands, something where I can actually write in that book, or I can copy pages from that book, or she said, I'm going to build this podcast one time. As she being Margo Lovett, walks me through each and every module, I want to be able to document that lesson, so that if I have to go back, I have access to my thought process and why I chose to go this route. So I will do a whole episode on podcastacademyonline.com. Our first class starts in March of 2022. Gives me plenty of time to make sure that I have that book up and running and available for the students. All right. I want to see more women become podcasters in 2022, and not just start, and fall into pod fade, but to consistently move forward. There's some other things that I'm adding to this, so that people are not doing it alone. We don't build as a group and then you're left alone. I see where we need to, we still need to be able to touch bases with each other periodically, but I will tell you more information about that. So what can you expect from podcastacademyonline.com is a lot. It's much more concise. And we're definitely talking about monetization on a deeper level. And I'm introducing how you become a guest, because I don't want you to just be a podcaster. I want you to have that dual, I don't even know what to call it, but we guest and we have our own podcast, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting the word out. And you get the word out about what you're doing on a greater level and greater measure by being on other folks' podcasts. So if you're afraid of the mic, by the time you're finished with podcastacademyonline.com, you're not going to be afraid of the mic. You're going to have your own voice. And these are things that people oftentimes overlook, because everybody's trying to get their domain name and everybody's trying to get the technological stuff down. And we forget about us as the person, the podcaster. All right. So we take a deeper dive at that. What's up for Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation? More conversations with podcasters. I want you to understand and have access to some fabulous conversations with some podcasters globally. I want you to understand that we really are a sisterhood, brotherhood. And podcasters since you're becoming a podcaster, it's worth it to know other podcasters. There is a synergy and energy that goes into it that I have found hard to copy. It's something that you just have to do. There's a strength rather than a competition that goes on when you're with other podcasters. So we're going to have chats with other podcasters. And this year, I'm talking about monetization. This year, I'm taking on sponsors. Yes, I'm still going to go ahead and talk about about my book. It's going to sponsor some episodes. And of course, podcastacademyonline.com is always going to sponsor some episodes. But I'm taking on some other sponsors also. And if you would like to sponsor one of the episodes, let's talk about that. That's going to come up in one of the conversations real soon. All right. So, you know who I am. You know what I learned about in 2021 as I was retooling and getting my business structure together so that I can be the professional podcaster that I know that I am, that I really have been operating as. I just needed to get my business structure together. And I'll let you give you some insight into what's going on over here. When you hear of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversations, I'm going to try to keep these episodes at 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. Don't be so intrusive upon your time. And I want to be able to say, please share out. Please give me feedback concerning what you think, what you see, what you didn't hear, what you do hear. All right. And share with others. Not because I want to have 10,000, 25,000 downloads every episode. That would be great, but I'm not putting all of my energy there. My energy is going into hearing from you all. And if I don't hear from you, then I can't get better. I can't get stronger. I can't give you what you want. And if you like something, then I'm sure that your circle will like something about the episode. If you share out a opportunity or a how-to tip, then I'm sure that you know somebody else who needs that same information. All right. So, and I don't know how I'm going to set it up so that we can have this almost one-on-one communication without building out a Facebook group. But whatever I come up with, you better believe I'm going to do some shout outs. Okay. So 16 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm going to wrap this up. I'll see you back next week. Another episode, Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. You like what you heard, then you can always trot on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. How about we start there? All right. See you later. See you next week. Bye-bye. I want to thank you for listening to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Couple of things that I want you to do right now. Go to my website, pick up a copy of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention, how I went from game show hopping to international show host, author, and speaker in 1 year. Number 2, please freely listen to each and every episode. Share them out with your family, friends, the men in your lives. And then number 3, get in contact with me, one of the experts that have been on the show, because I want to make sure that you reinvent yourself. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode here on Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation.